Alright, so today I want to talk about how to farm Nightmare Valley. So I feel like everyone's kind of gotten into the habit of going the same route every single time, no matter what they're doing. So I kind of want to talk about why that route sucks and some better ones. So here I have a full map of Nightmare Valley. You spawn up here, there's a portal right here, and when you're doing Nightmare Valley, there are typically two goals. You're either trying to kill as many enemies as you can, as fast as you can, to get Nightmare Ore and Dark Hearts, as well as just mine the ores along the way, or you're in here purely for ore, so going for the Erbium and the Vulcan, in which case you're skipping over the enemies and just trying to mine everything as fast as possible. And I believe there are two different routes you should do, depending on what you're doing. So we're going to start with the most common route, and this is actually farming the enemies. Basically, to optimize your time, you want to backtrack the least amount possible. So like if I go all the way around down here, and then instead of going to there, I then backtrack right back the way I came, then this whole section right here is now backtracked, and that's wasted time. So you want to try to mitigate it as much as possible. So, the current route people use is from spawn. They clear out this whole section, kind of doing a little loop around like that. Then they go all the way down here. They clear out that section, go to the bottom, do all that. Then up here, and they kind of slowly do a mix of this bottom section and these top sections, but usually it's not the most efficient. And so I believe there's a better way to do it, and for a couple reasons. Number one, it cleans up this top section up here. It makes all that a lot more smooth, and also it makes it so you get more kills before you get to this whole bottom section right here, because this bottom section is the most dangerous part of Nightmare Valley, because all the ads group up there, all the bosses are there, and a slug can send you flying into the sky right here. This is the lava, and insta-kill you. So I'm going to talk about a different route that I believe is much better. So, for this route, again, you're spawning right here at the top, and just like before, you're going to make your way all the way to the right, and down here. From here though, instead of going down, you're going to go straight this way, knocking any enemies you kill down to here. So all the enemies are still going to be here, you're going to go this way. Then as you make your way through, all the enemies, you're going to knock down there. You're going to jump up here, knock them down. This way, you've got all your enemies grouped up down here. You can kill them all as fast as possible. Then you just jump down here, go all the way across, killing everything you can. Then make it through here. Then you just have this little section with 3 platforms at the very end. And once you get to this place right here, that is where you'll reset the lobby and do it all again. Now, the reason why this route is better, first off, it has no backtracking. You go through, you do everything nice and clean, and it also makes the top section up here a lot easier, because instead of having to kill these bottom mobs and then come up here and kill all of these mobs, you just knock all of these down to the bottom and can kill them all at the same time. On top of that, because the bottom section down here is so much more dangerous, this has you clear a much higher percentage of the map before risking dying down here. Whereas doing this, you only clear the small right side, which is about 1/3 of the map, before having to risk dying down here. Whereas doing this whole section, you can clear a lot more of the map before risking dying. Now, if your team is really good, then this bottom section is no problem. Then it doesn't matter as much. Then the only time save is up here. But if you're mostly 151 or lower, I would highly, highly recommend doing this method. So I'm going to clear all this out, and then I'm going to talk about ore runs, because those are a little different. So with ore runs, you're trying to avoid enemies and bosses as much as possible, so you can just mine the Vulcan Erbium ore and get out. And again, just like before, the current method, and one I used for the longest time, was to come down here, across the dangerous section, up, around, and through. And then I would end it right there. Now, the reason why this was so dangerous, or not as efficient, is starting here, you only loot a little bit of the area, before having to run through this area. And again, because you're not killing anything, there's a much higher chance of getting thrown up into the lava, and you still have to worry about bosses. On top of this, once you got up here, you had to jump in between these little lava bits, which once you got practice at it wasn't too bad, but it could still result in deaths, especially if any of the demon bats hit you mid-jump. And so you could wipe there too, ignoring this little bit of the area up top. So, the way I have been doing it lately, that has been working a lot better, is I start, obviously, up here at the spawn. From there, I make my way over to the left, and down here. I then go all the way this way, clearing out the entire top section, and then from there, I look over there a little bit, and then I come back here. So there's a tiny bit of backtrack here, and again, if you don't want any backtrack at all, I do have one more route to try, but it has just a tiny bit of backtrack that takes up about maybe 2 seconds per run. And then you come down here, you loot this whole bottom section, come back up and do this last little section here, and you end it about right there. This is the one I've been doing. It lets you loot a pretty decent amount of the map before going to the dangerous bottom section, and it eliminates that jump between the two lava walls. Now, if you don't want any backtrack at all, because again, right here, we do have a tiny bit, the other route you can do is as follows. From the same spawn position here, you're gonna make your way to the right, down here, and across. And this is following the same path as the raft method for killing enemies. You're gonna go down here, down again, and then all the way across the bottom section, and up to the 3 layers, ending it right there. This one has no backtrack. However, you do have to go down in between the 2 lava walls, as well as this section can be pretty dangerous, as bosses tend to spawn here a lot. Not quite as dangerous as this bottom section, but still something to look out for. I personally have found the most success going left, going all the way right, then down and around. But yeah, so those are the routes I would say for farming Nightmare Valley, as they're a lot more efficient. The only reason to really do the normal route is if your team is for sure not going to die, like if you're all 160 or something like that. So again, I'll show them one more time. If you're killing mobs, go to the right, then go down 1 layer and all the way to the left, then go down to the right and down, all the way to the bottom layer, go all the way across, and back up until you hit that lava wall. Then, if you are farming for ore, go all the way to the left, again skipping all the mobs, go down, then all the way to the right, do a little bit of backtrack, then go all the way down, and finish it off by doing the dangerous section up to the top and the last 2 straightaways, just like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and have a good day. I hope this was helpful.